Hello everyone and welcome to our sixth form virtual open evening. My name's Karen Lockett, I'm the head teacher of Lanes Academy and the very proud head of a school that is lucky enough to have its own sixth form. I apologise in advance for any errors or stutters or mistakes on this presentation, as obviously we much rather do it face to face, but given the current situation with COVID and some increasing numbers, we've decided to do a virtual open evening presentation as part of our launch of our sixth form event 2022. So hopefully it will be informative and I can give you all of the relevant information that you need in order to make informed choices about where you want to go in September 2022 and also which courses are most appropriate to you. Obviously, I am very, very proud of our sixth form and we get fantastic results and we help to mould and develop exceptional students. And this really is supported by the View of Ofsted just before really the COVID pandemic in December 2019. We had our Ofsted inspection and they were very impressed with what they saw in the sixth form. And if you look at our inspections report, there is a whole section that does talk about the sixth form and the progress that students make and the way in which our sixth formers conduct themselves. And also, very importantly, the really exciting things that they do once they leave our sixth form. So our students make really good progress and we are very pleased that we have quite a breadth of a curriculum, that we don't just offer A-level subjects, we also offer applied, advanced applied courses as well, which I'll talk a little bit about later. Obviously, one of our biggest selling points is our students, and we have an absolutely amazing head boy and head girl, Ellis and Fadia. If you want to hear a little bit more from them, there is a link on our website where you will be able to hear a little bit about what they've got to say, and also they are giving you an actual tour of the school. But you'll see they represent our school so brilliantly well. We are so proud of what they do, and they really support the staff and making sure that we can provide an excellent education for our sixth form students. So if you were a student or a parent, I'm trying to put myself now in your position, choosing what to do once year 11 has ended, I want to really shout about what we do at Elaine's Academy sixth form. And 2021, we had again another set of excellent results. Now, you and I know that 2021 and 2020 results have been based, first of all, on centre assessed grades and then on tags. Even so, our results were really something to be proud of. So in 2021, our A-level, the average grade that students achieved in their A-level courses during their time at Elaine's Academy sixth form was a B-. And APS stands for average point score, was 37.69. What that meant in terms of the value added is that students who studied at Elaine's Academy, if they went to a similar school with the same set of GCSE results, they did about a third of a grade better at Elaine's than they would have done at a similar school. Now, if students are applying for some of the top apprenticeships or some of the best universities, they will obviously be very concerned about the grades that they are achieving in their studies in order to get the UCAS points that are needed to go on to their next step. And 25% of our students achieve 3 or more A stars to B equivalents, and the national average was 11% in 2019. So you can see there that our students are doing exceptionally well. As I've said before, we also offer applied general. Now, students will probably know those courses as the BTEC courses. So we offer BTECs in science, business studies, health and social care. We also offer some other more applied courses like criminology. And the average grade that students achieved in those courses was a distinction plus. Now, a distinction is an equivalent to a grade A at A level. And the value added there was a positive 0.82, which meant that students were doing nearly a grade better than similar students at similar schools if they came to Elaine's Academy. So they can see there that we are doing brilliantly well with the students, and they are working so hard in order to achieve these excellent grades. Now, you might say, well, that's okay, but they were based on teacher assessment. So what I've also popped up here is our 2019 results. So the 2019 results, if you can sort of cast your mind back then, was the last year that students actually sat exams. And you can see there that we've also got results to be proud of, that the average A-level grade was a C+, so just a little smidge below a B. And the value added was 0.03. So students were still doing better here than if they were at a similar school. And we had 21% of our students getting 3 or more A stars to B grades, and the national average was 11%. So you can see there, we are a very high achieving institution. So that would be one of the reasons why I would think that this was a good option for my son or daughter, or if I was making a choice about where to study post-16. You'll see again, the applied generals following on the same pattern as the A levels, that the average grade was a distinction. And again, the value added, students were achieving at least nearly half a grade better at Elaine's than they would have done at a similar school. So academically, we really are a strong choice. And we have here some of the fantastic results that our students achieved during 2021. Really amazing. You know, some of it that is down to excellent teaching, but mostly down to the amazing students that we have in our sixth form. They are so hardworking and motivated. We are so proud of them. And also we're very concerned about where students go for the next steps. We want all of our students to have aspirational goals. We want them to aim high, to go to the very best universities, to the very best apprenticeships, to the, you know, to really extend their experience so that they are incredibly employable. That's what we're really aiming for. And 15% of our students went on to a Russell Group University last year. Now, Russell Group universities are, of course, the top universities in the country. Usually, we have a much higher percentage of that than that. But I think what happened last year, more students were studying from home. So instead of moving away to a university, they were choosing to a local university such as Kiel or Staffordshire or Derby, something that you can actually travel to because of the COVID pandemic. In 2019, when things were much more normal, 32% of our students went on to study at a Russell Group University, and that is way above the national average. So that's really positive. And in 2021, 100% of our students who had applied to university went. So that again is something to shout about and be proud of. Right. So again, you're thinking about what you're going to do post-16 once you've got your GCSE results. Parents are wanting there to support you. And I just want to tell you what courses we offer in the sixth form. And you'll see there that we have a range of A-level courses, and we also have a range of applied general courses. And when you get access to the prospectus, it will tell you a little bit more about those subjects. And we want you to think ahead. We want you to think about the university courses you want to apply for, so that you make sure that you've got the right combination of courses that's going to ensure that you get a good offer from the universities. And we want you to think about perhaps future careers, so that again, you're making the correct combination of choices when you embark on your Year 12 study. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit more about how those subjects can be combined into your basically sixth form timetable. We have 3 study routes: Programme 1, 2, and also the Scholars Programme. So I'll go through each in turn, and each programme has slightly different entry requirements. Now, I'm hoping that this is really going to motivate our Year 11 students in order to make sure that they work really hard on their GCSEs, so that they can get on the courses that they want to study. Now, Programme 1, this is when students will take 3 of the applied generals. So you may well take double health and social care and single business studies, for example, because some of our applied generals can actually take up 2 subject slots. Again, the prospectus will tell you a little bit more about that. Now, in order to get onto Programme 1, where you're taking 3 applied generals, or the equivalent of 3 applied generals, we would expect you to have 5 different subjects at grades 9 to 4 at GCSE, or D-star to pass, including English, language and maths at grades 9 to 4. That really is essential. and will be an entry requirement if you were coming to Elaine's sixth form or if you're going to any college. So English and maths really, really important that you get a 4 and above there, but also that you get in a range of other subjects. And if you were choosing to study science, for example, with an applied general, we would expect that you would have at least a 4 in your science subjects. So that's fairly logical because we want you to be as successful as possible on the courses that you have chosen. Programme 2 is where you study 3 different A-level subjects, or you may study 2 A-levels and 1 applied general, or 1 A-level and a double applied general, or 1 A-level and 2 applied general. So there's a bit of a combination there, and we're trying to be as flexible as possible so that you're studying subjects that you really enjoy. Now, in order to get onto Programme 2, again, we would expect grades 9 to 4 at GCSE in 5 different subjects, including English and maths. So again, a fairly standard entry requirement there, and preferably a grade 5 or a merit in the subject that you have chosen to take. So if you want to take, for example, business studies and a double health and social care, and the business studies is the A level, we would expect that you have a grade 5 in business studies GCSE. Now, there are some subjects that you don't study at GCSE, so things like psychology and sociology. So we tend then to look at other similar type subjects that will lead into those A levels. Things like if you were taking sociology, it would be a good idea to have a grade 5 in English, for example, because there is a lot of extended writing on the psychology A level. But we will talk to people, students, about that once we know which subjects that they want to take and during the interview process that will follow on from the initial application. Route 3 is what we call our Scholars Programme. Now, this really is only for students that are achieving an average of a grade 7 across all subjects. So really, it's for the most academically gifted and talented students. And this is where you're able to take 4 A levels. Now, the reason why it is only for the most able students is because 4 A levels is studying 4 A levels is really, really tough. And we feel that you are more likely to achieve high grades if you study 3 A levels than if you study 4 A levels, unless you are exceptionally gifted and talented. Now, for some students who want to go perhaps to study medicine or are early entry UCAS students, the Scholars Programme is the one for them, but it's not for all, and we hope that we can sort of cater for the majority of students on Programme 1 and Programme 2. Now, there are some slightly different entry requirements if you want to study particular A levels. So, for example, if you want to choose to do A-level maths, you would need a grade 6 at least in GCSE maths. If you wanted to study biology and chemistry, we would expect a grade 6 and a 5 in your science qualifications, in your double science qualifications, and a 5 in maths. And if you were going to study physics, we would expect a 6 and a 5 in your science GCSEs and a grade 6 in maths. The reason for that is because those A-level subjects in particular are very, very challenging on particular skills, and we find that if students don't have those entry requirements, then they tend not to be able to cope with the demands of those courses. So again, all of this information will be in the prospectus so that you can read it at your leisure, but also, more importantly, please ask any teacher for any advice or guidance. We're here to make sure that students get on the right courses. It's very, very important. Okay, I'm now going to hand over to Mr. Hayden. Hopefully you will have lots and lots of information about the sixth form, and we will look forward to seeing the vast majority of our Year 11 students back with us in September. Thank you very much.
Hello, Year 11, and welcome to the Elaine Sixth Form chat with me, Mr. Hayden, Head of Sixth Form. Just introducing about why Elaine's, really. I suppose Miss Lockett's gone through our track record of success. I suppose this just allows me as Head of Sixth to outline how I see Sixth Form working and how we try to make things happen here. A lot of what we've done today to prepare you for thinking about sixth form. We can find videos and help from the subjects. Obviously, you found this video with me as head of six and Miss Lockett, but there's also a video with the students, and they can all be accessed via the school website under the sixth form tab and sixth form applications. And obviously, there's always an opportunity to contact us here at the school. If you're a student here already, you know, we're on site. You can ask us questions at any time. Right, so why study here at Elaine's? Comes down to a number of reasons, really. So we made an acronym there, but it's about aspiration, it's about learning, but it's about the balance and the lifestyle that brings as well, that hopefully takes you on to some great places in the future, some next steps, and you know, you really achieve that excellent success. And we put you in the middle there because it is all about you. And ultimately, I think the benefit of being in a school-based sixth form with, you know, 150 to 200 students is we do know you, and we know you from lower school. Your subject teachers know you, you know your strengths and weaknesses and all the rest of it and what makes you tick. And we can really help work alongside you to get you to where you want to go next and help you with that decision-making process as well on a very individual basis. So it's very much about aspiration. You know, we get many of our students, as you've seen with Miss Lockett's presentation, going on to some amazing things each and every year. I'm a little bit envious of year 13 going off to university, going off to some fantastic places to do some great courses. We've also got students going off to apprenticeships, and it's very important right from the start, really, even going back to working with you in year 11 to get you thinking about what you'd like to do. And I know that can be a little bit daunting, but the sooner we can tap into what you want to do and where you want to go on to, you know, that motivating factor, that fact like we see on the picture there. Education is powerful in so many ways for you, and a vehicle for you to get onto other things, and obviously to give you the knowledge to be a good citizen and all the rest of it. And we, you know, to allow you to do that, so it's not just a dream. We've got plenty of silent studies, supervised study sessions, where you can utilize and really get down to some study to back up what you're doing in lessons. And that's very much the key, I think, in sixth form. The lessons is your grounding, your 9 hours per subject over the fortnight, then backed up with what you're doing outside the room, working hard and really doing everything you can to make that aspiration become a reality. Learning, you know, is very, very strong. Teaching is strong. You know, Ofsted have commented on strong subject expertise. We've got staff who've worked on these courses for a long time and really do know the course inside out. And they allow students to develop, really. They question so that students can, you know, ultimately identify how they can improve. And as a result, you know, attitudes to learning are just fantastic. It's an absolute pleasure for me as head of six, who predominantly teaches sixth form lessons, to teach these lessons. You know, students are keen, they've done the work, you've got so many interesting things to say. And with my guidance and the guidance and staff in the sixth form, you know, I feel they can go on and do very, very well. But combining that, you know, we've got the academic side where we're excelling, the study, and you know, I'm very much, you know, you've got to devote time to make sure you do that and have good attitudes to learning. But we want to balance that and give students, you know, so they enjoy and have a sense of well-being. So the lifestyle is important. You know, you've got sporting things there where, you know, football, rugby. I'll also talk to you about enrichment shortly, that they can balance their studies, as they will do in future life, with other things that give them a little break from the academic, really, but it allows them to come back refreshed. And the sixth form area itself is a reflection of that. We have a private study room you've seen the pictures of. We also have a common room for when, you know, students may have had 3 or 4 lessons that day, and actually they need a little rest from study, and they, you know, they can get a coffee from our cafe and just have a little bit of a chat about work, or, you know, where they're at, or have a little research, something a little bit different in terms of their future plans or whatever it may be. So we try and get that balance, and I think it's really important, especially in today's climate. And part of that is also their enrichment opportunities. Students are given opportunities, you know, to, you know, if they've not got a lesson in the afternoon one day, for example, to go off and embark on some extra stuff that will give them employability skills, but also develop them as people. And I think that's the important factor, really. It'll look good on any CV, but also just gives them these skills that'll be necessary for future life. So things like the DAV, we had a dozen students last year who went off, despite all the things with COVID, went off and got their gold award, Duke of Edinburgh, which is fantastic, going on expeditions. We have Young Enterprise, that develop their own products and pitch their own products to, industry experts. We have the buddy scheme where students provide mentoring for lower school students. And ultimately all year 12s get an opportunity to go off on a week's work experience as well. So there's lots of other things outside the academic program that really contribute to our program of study in the sixth form and leave us in a situation where sixth formers leave with well-rounded individuals with academic qualifications, but much more as well. One of the key things, within all that is that the support you receive as an individual. You'll be in a tutor group with probably somebody who's going to be from your subject sort of based area. We have PSHE carries on. We have lots of careers information and guidance, particularly with routes into universities and apprenticeships. We have support available within school for mental health and well-being, and part of the tutor program is devoted to that, where students develop their own programs to develop positive action towards, positive mental health. We have an extensive program to help with UCAS, which is very successful. And, ultimately we have academic mentoring on a termly basis with the tutors, and also with me as head of six, for students who just need that guidance of where they're going, alongside a whole host of charity events, house competitions, which sixth formers still take part of. So, that individual support you get both as a learner within the classroom and your subjects, but also as a member of the tutor group and a member of the sixth form, is very extensive. And as a result of that, the next steps are very, very positive. The vast majority of our students, 75 to 80%, tend to go on to university, including many at the Russell Group universities. Our track record on applications there is absolutely first class. And that's because of the close one-to-one support we can give students and the aspirational approach we encourage them to take with their applications, which has a knock-on effect to their motivation to get good grades as well. And also we have a number of students who go off onto very high ranking and competitive apprenticeships. We've had students go off to Rolls-Royce, ABB, Severn Trent, getting off to some what really are some fantastic opportunities of learning whilst earning in some high profile businesses. So, and then we have careers advice to help students with other things, but the vast majority of our students take those first two options of university or apprenticeship at the higher levels. And as a result, that success that's been referred to already, is a genuine thing. The results at both A-level and applied generals in the last 5 years, even before teacher assessed grades, where we're not having the comparisons quite to say, the last examined groups from 2018, 2019, places in the top 6 schools in Staffordshire for both A-levels and applied generals. And on both measures, we were adding value. So students were achieving above their target. And that's why they're going on and achieving these places at top Russell Group universities and the like. Ultimately, that is in the end about getting grades, and we're very successful in that. So I think it's the program as a whole, what goes on in the classroom, the independent study and the enrichment opportunities that allow us to achieve this. We're very much still a school-based sixth form. We expect business where we take an approach that, if you look the part, you're ready to work in such a way that you're expecting to work. So boys will wear shirt and tie in suits, formal trousers, shoes, and girls can wear suitable, skirt. Business wear is the order of the day. And the emphasis is very much on preparing students for careers outside of school afterwards. As I've said, and is on all the documentation that's been sent home, this is just the start of a series of support available to Year 11 this year, where we want to provide in-house support, each half term, something going on that helps them make their decisions and make sure they're on the right sort of courses. So this is the launch of it with the talks from sixth form, talks from myself and the head, the subject talks. Next half term, we'll have give year 11s opportunities to talk to year 12 students and experience some sixth form taster sessions. We'll then spend the term after Christmas, the first half term, looking at the application process itself and application workshops so they can ask about subjects as they're making their applications. And it all culminates in an opportunity to have a one-to-one interview with parents and the child with a member of SLT to ensure that they're making the right choice and they're happy and satisfied with the courses they're getting onto, with their guidance, having years of experience about options, entry requirements and the like. So if you have any further questions, please ask. You know, you see myself, Mr. Tweets, your subject teachers, your tutors, day in, day out, they'd be delighted to help. Obviously, I'm based in the sixth form. You see me about on duty as well as students. If parents have any questions, I'm more than happy to take emails and give you a call back, arrange for tours if necessary and all the like. And obviously, would look forward to seeing you at the one-to-one interview anyway, where we could discuss the options moving forward and the subjects that you want to do and have a real collaborative approach on that. In the meantime, you've got my email address there where you can contact me at the school. And as I say, I'd be delighted to get back to you and answer any questions you may have. I look forward to working with you this year. So look out for those opportunities as they move forward. The taster sessions, the application workshops and the like. And we look forward to welcoming you next September. Thank you.